and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever, the show where we tell you about our crappy comic book collection. I'm Jen.
I'm Shawn.
And more fabulous yet shitty comic books to talk to you about today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got some...
Maybe one of these days I should, bring it in, all nice and, sultry.
Okay.
The doubt in your voice.
I'm fine with that. No, I know you can do it. I know you can do it.
Or sound like a flight attendant or something. I feel like I'm just hey, my name's Jen.
Here we go, comic books.
I sound like a dude.
No, you don't sound like a dude.
I think I sound like a dude. Yeah. No.
We have never gotten a comment saying...
That chick sounds like a dude.
That chick sounds like a dude in comic books.
Jack. Jizz. I'm not sure why I did that, but there you go.
Jack. Jizz.
I'm assuming that's how it works.
Oh.
Is that how dicks work? Jack, Jizz.
That's how we're off to the races today. That's good. All right. Anyways, so let's get into our first book. First book is... I'm looking right at it, and I don't want to say its title because I'm thinking of something funny to say. Anyways, so the first book is Morbius, the Living Vampire.
Oh man!
From Marvel's Morbius, the Living Vampire, from March 1994. It's Morbius number 19. Morbius, who is also Andrew Eldritch from Sisters of Mercy. He actually makes a bunch of appearances this week. This is great.
Yeah, he's just forgot his glasses. That's all.
No, that's why he doesn't. He's actually bald now. Do you know that?
Andrew Eldritch?
Yeah,
now.
If you see pictures of him now, it's he's got short hair.
Yeah, but he still wears sunglasses constantly, right?
I think so.
That's literally all he does. Maybe he has no eyes.
Maybe he has no eyes.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe he's not of this world. Maybe instead of Wonder Man, it's just beams of power energy.
But even Wonder Man walked around with his glasses off for a minute.
Yeah, but he still had weird red eyes. So maybe instead of having big gaping holes, Andrew Eldritch is I better put on some sunglasses.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that he comes.
Hey now, sing this corrosion to
and also hand my glasses to me.
No one look into my face. I am otherworldly. Maybe that's what it is.
Well, anyways.
I'd believe that.
Can we just talk about Sisters of Mercy for an hour?
Yeah, actually, let's talk about Sisters of Mercy and how fucking good they are.
It's a great band.
I've seen them live and they're very good.
You've seen them live?
I have, yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, it was great. It was really, really good. And they did a cover of Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb.
Oh, I bet that was great.
It was good, yeah, it was really good.
Man. See, I've seen Tool. You've never seen Tool.
I've never seen Tool, no. I've always wanted to see Tool, but they sell out so quickly I've never gotten tickets.
I've seen Tool, but I saw him on the Lateralus, and I don't remember being that remarkable.
Oh, no, I didn't see him for that one.
Anyways.
I've seen A Perfect Circle.
Did I see Perfect Circle?
I've seen them twice.
I don't think I've seen them.
Yeah, I saw them when they headlined for their own tour, and then I saw them when they opened for Nine Inch Nails.
This is a good show.
This is a great show, you guys. Who wants to hear about bands I've seen live?
Bands I've seen.
This is the new podcast.
This is literally
bands I've seen live.
Our hundreds of listeners, because I know how many people listen to the show, but our hundreds of listeners hopefully are appreciating this.
Oh, well, who wouldn't want to hear about the time I saw Sisters of Mercy play Comfortably Numb?
I think they're probably more intrigued by this than they will be about Morbius, the Living Vampire.
I don't know.
Actually, no, we'll talk about this.
We'll talk about Morbius.
Okay, so Morbius, the Living Vampire, number 19 from March 1994. On the cover, Morbius versus the Wraith.
Yep.
The Wraith. Wrath, whatever.
Wraith.
Wrath. So, it is Christmas. Actually, we should have saved this for Christmas.
Oh. That's okay. We have other Christmas ones that we're saving.
There's no more Christmas comic books.
They wrote one, and then it's over.
So apparently, I don't know where they are. I think where are they? In Atlanta?
Chicago? No.
They're somewhere. They're in a city.
Sure.
In an actual city. Anyway, so there's a big fight, big riot. It's called Psychic Consequence. That's the name of the story. And so I'm going to assume everybody knows who Morbius is that's listening to this.
He's a vampire guy.
He's a vampire, basically. He was a doctor, a blood doctor that like got sick himself, and he was like, I'm going to see if I can science on myself, and he did.
And he turned himself into a vampire.
Turned himself to a living vampire. Turned himself to Andrew Eldritch.
Yeah.
Sister of Mercy.
Yeah. And now he stalks bad people and drinks their blood.
Right, because in order to justify being a vampire, he's like, well, I'll just, because I've read a book where, some thugs are like gonna mug him. They decide to. He's watching like TV after like in like a shitty pawn shop, from a window, and a bunch of thugs come up behind him. And they're like, "Hey, mind move out of the way so we can rip off that TV." And he's like, "Ha ha! You're
bad.
You're bad." And then he kills them and drinks their blood.
Good job.
So if you jaywalk, Morbius will kill you and drink your blood. I just
don't understand why any of these guys just don't go work at a blood bank. Like iZombie,
because he would probably just be Well, actually,
iZombie gets around her having to eat brains by having her work in a morgue and eat the brains of the already dead.
It's a very clever show.
It is, but I mean, that's the whole idea, and I think it was a comic book first, and No, it was,
yeah. It was a
and so,
show.
But that's how she gets to still be the hero, and I don't know why Morbius just doesn't, work at a blood bank and, drain a little pint here and there, and, keep going
some
and doing
for me,
his day.
some for the public, some for me.
One for you, one for me. One for you, one for me. But no, he's got to go kill people. But anyway, so we open up on a splash page of Deathlock squeezing Morbius.
Yeah, because for some reason Deathlock's here.
Yeah, I don't know. He's brainwashed or something.
That's right. Yeah, he's being brainwashed by
so
Wraith.
He's got his arms around Morbius, and Morbius, I guess, can squeeze out of really tight spaces. But the way that this is drawn, it's just his ass, because his back is facing the viewer. Morbius's back, and so I can't even explain what's happening. It's he's got ass implants, but they're bad ones. They're not Kardashian implants. These are the knockoff ones.
Well, his body. Okay, this is what
somebody injected this guy with tire filler, and now his ass.
Tire filler.
Oh, that's a thing.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Okay, I figured this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Well, yeah, because so he's being so basically, Deathlock's got him in a bear hug.
Yeah.
And Deathlock's legs look normal, but so Morbius though, so he's being squeezed.
Yeah, and I get he's trying to get out of this, so he looks a little distorted.
But he's distorted, but
in a weird way.
But his body he has a normal body.
Yeah.
So basically
it's not if you see a elongated man.
Yeah.
Who just looks like he's stretching, which you would assume Morbius is doing. It looks like Morbius's top half is stretching, and that his ass got stuck underneath a house a la the Wizard of Oz.
Right.
That's what's going on.
Also, for some reason, his legs...
He's got very tiny feet.
He's got giant thighs, but his calf and his feet...
Tiny.
...are very dainty.
He skipped the bottom part of leg day.
Yeah.
Not the top.
He only does top legs.
Top legs.
It's just so weird.
It's such a weird picture. It's just yeah. And it's a flat, almost 90-degree ass cheek on one and a normal ass cheek on the other.
I'm going to take a picture. Yeah, I have to take a picture of this.
I can't really explain the ass. It's ridiculous.
So, basically, he's Deathlock's what the hell?
I'm going to kill you.
I'm going to kill you.
And Morbius is no,
because you're involved
in
it. Because apparently there's just sort of some riot going on. And, and Deathlock's fighting him and stuff.
But of course, Deathlock can't. He's going to kill Morbius, but he can't actually do it because, his programming won't allow him to.
Right.
And he's no, you have to, it's me, you have to because he thinks Morbius is somebody else. A monster of something.
Yeah, because he's being mind controlled by Wraith, which we don't see right now, but, he's there. And Wraith is basically a mind, he's got a backstory, but, he's a Spider-Man guy, but, and it actually he's supposed to be dead, but he's not. So, anyways.
Yeah. So... Morbius is no, look, it's me. Look and try to power through your mind control.
I am not a giant monster.
And so somehow he does.
I like that this monster back here has a headband. The monsters for some reason have real human monster head accoutrements.
Well, because they're people.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess you get to see I don't know, if you were fighting a monster who was wearing, I don't know, like a jaunty hat of some sort. Maybe that monster would be wearing a jaunty hat.
Right. And so basically Deathlock's like, or Morbius is like saying, look, you're seeing what you're seeing is wrong.
Right.
And his computer's like, yeah, he's right.
Yeah, he's like, go ahead. Close your eye. I'm going to show you what this actually looks like. And then he sees Morbius. He's like, oh, no, I was fighting you.
Oh, you're pretty horrifying anyways.
Yeah, you've got like a really, I don't know, like Morbius's face. Like when you see him from the side, it's like completely flat.
Yeah.
He's like a dog that ran into a parked car. It's like a pug.
Well, yeah, because like he has no real nose.
But like as a human, did he not have a nose?
But I mean, the it's weird. I don't know. It's weird because I've seen pictures of him when he's like full vampire, like he is here.
Yeah.
And then there's ones where he's just like
a dude,
but he's still white and got black hair. Like he's still colored like this, but he's just like a dude.
I'm confused.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
because he kind of looks like a monkey vampire.
Monkey vampire.
Or like Voldemort with hair.
Pretty much, yeah. It's Voldemort with like an Andrea Eldritch wig.
Yeah.
So he manages to they're like, well, we gotta go and find they're trying to find this wraith.
Yeah.
And he's just talking. They're talking about the wraith and what he's doing. And he's making people psychically, messed up in this riot. I'm assuming that's why the riot was happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. So they're like, oh, and they kind of don't like each other very much. It's like, oh, you're going to drink the blood of the dead of these bad people. Like Deathlock's calling Morbius out. Morbius is like, but that's what I do. It's better than me having to kill like innocent people.
It's like, I'd rather not do this. And he's like,
well, I understand. Science kind of fucked me over because I was just trying to make prosthetics for disabled people, and now I am stuck in this.
Yeah, you got a raw deal.
This shit. This whatever the fuck, I don't know. I'm kind of like a cyborg guy.
Well, the thing about the Deathlock that's always fascinating is it's not. They didn't take the guy and make him into a cyborg. Mm-hmm. They took his consciousness and put him into like
cyborg machine.
A cyborg machine that was made of like cadavers and shit.
Gross.
I think.
Yeah, I see. So he's like a perverted cyborg.
Yeah, but it's like but he's like in the majority. You always see his face. You see part of his face, but it's like a meat. It's like there's always like this rotting kind. It always looks like it's just like a pallid, rotting face.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a very weird setup.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they're
talking,
bitching at each other.
Yeah. They're basically playing like the Who Has It Worse game, and then they're like, well, we got to find this guy. What are we gonna do? And Deathlock is like, oh, I know, I can. Log into cyberspace
because it's the 90s,
and I can figure out, maybe we can see what the police are saying about this guy or whatever. And so he hacks into cyberspace via the phone line, and Morbius goes, cyberspace?
And he's like, a computer network. Deathlock's like, a computer network, because the internet didn't exist here.
It's 94.
What did exist,
but... It's like very, very, very early days.
He's not like, internet! Yeah, he just...
So basically, they went and got an AOL disc and, like, hooked up that way.
Got an AOL. America Online!
Morbius logged in and was like, you've got mail. He's like, oh, sweet.
He's like, can I print out stories about dinosaurs for my kids?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Man, I can't wait to go in the chat rooms and talk about wrestling on CompuServe.juno.tv.tivo.
Is that a real web address?
Yes, I just made it up.
Oh, I didn't know if that was like where you actually used to go to talk about wrestling.
I didn't get a chance to talk about wrestling with anybody on the internet until like 1998. So this is way before that, and like, yeah, no, I didn't have internet fun until I remember my first experiences on the internet was going to my friend Benny's house and looking up nude pictures of Carmen Electra on Lycos because search engines
One of my first experiences on the internet was overriding my parents' security controls so I could look at stuff.
Oh man, you could be Deathlock here.
That was like literally the first thing I ever did. I was like, ugh. Because I remember remember Third Rock, this is 96, so like Third Rock from the Sun was very big.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to go and see what they're saying about Third Rock from the Sun on this cool AOL chat room. And it wouldn't let me in because of my parents' parental controls. I was like, well, fuck that. So I took them off. And what were they saying?
And what were they saying?
I don't know. It was the age, sex, location, you know. Here's a bunch of, like, you know, how they used to do the, what's it called? It's like ACIS. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it was like that. It's just a fucking chat room. Just people yelling at each other for no reason.
About Third Rock or just in general?
Just in general.
Because you are like, I want to know what they're saying about Third Rock. And they're like, fuck everything. Fuck the government.
Yeah, who wants to cyber age, sex, location? Anyway.
So Deathlock logs in. He's like, do you like ASL? And he's like, I'm a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah. Even though I'm a 47-year-old guy.
I'm a 47-year-old meat man in a robot body. And I've got Andrew Eldritch with me. And we're just kind of hanging out. You want to go in a Sisters Mercy chat room, Andrew?
So, like, he logs in and they're finding out, like, what's going on with
they find out basically
Wraith.
the origin of Wraith, who basically...
He was a guy, and his sister was killed by the police.
His sister was killed...
she was a police officer.
His sister was a police officer. His sister was Jean DeWolf.
Yeah.
It's a very famous Spider-Man story called about the death of Jean DeWolf, who was, like, Spider-Man's, like, police buddy who was killed by a crazy... cop who went around and called himself the Sin Eater. He basically shot her, and then her brother is this guy who's Wraith, and he has like these mental like mutant powers, and like his father, his father had something. I think his father had something to do with. I don't know.
Yeah, there's something about like he already had like some sort of psychic powers, and he was using them.
Right, and then eventually he was shot by Scourge, which is always amused. The Scourge murders, have always amused me because the Scourge was just like around back in the '80s when, for a couple of years, Captain, this Scourge who's like a, I think we talked about it before, but Scourge is like a, Captain America villain who just went around just started shooting like random random villains and be like, justice is served. And he was doing a service. He was kind of cleaning up a lot of the shit. Right. He was cleaning up a lot of assholes. Right. So he was doing, and eventually, it's carried on. But, but anyways, he didn't really die. His physical body died, but his psionic essence went and found a virile. Oh, boy.
Yeah, he was like, hey.
He's looking for a strapping man.
And he found one.
He did, and then
Look
apparently
at that guy with his open V shirt,
because he found
fucking chest.
You know why? Because he found a bunch of dudes. He found a dude who's into like a vampire cult.
Yeah, who's the leader of a vampire cult.
He has sweet open shirt.
Yeah, he did. He was like wearing a blood. He was drinking some blood. He had like a great head of hair. He was just like, yeah, I fuck chicks, and that's what I do. And so Wraith was like, I'm gonna be this guy, and so he is. And now he can use all the followers to, like, his will.
Yeah, so basically he's doing that, and they're like, well, we, the Wraith died before the police, and the police are being responsible for his sister's death. Yeah. So he's out for vengeance and all that stuff, and tonight's riot started for no apparent reason when an officer shot a man trying to commit suicide. Yeah, this is a cheerful book.
Really?
Oh, boy. Anyways, so they're... What are they arguing about?
I don't understand, because there's no reason for them to argue at this point, but Deathlock just starts, like, screaming at Morbius for no reason, and Morbius is like,
Morbius is like, my entire face... I'm good. I can fit your face in my entire face.
Yeah, he's like, I don't need to be lectured into believing you, bro. Like, it's cool. Like, we're gonna go after this guy, and it's fine. He's like, I'm just really passionate about this. I'm gonna yell. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, and then so Morbius is like, well...
So the sun starts coming up.
The sun comes up, and he's like, bro, I gotta get home. I'm gonna die. And he's like, people are gonna die.
He's like, I'm on fire. Like, literally,
I'm on fire. like Deathlock's like, I don't care. And he's like,
no, I'm on fire. And Deathlock looks at him, he's like, oh, no, you really are. Maybe we should, like, get you out of the sun.
And so he takes him back to Morbius's house, apparently.
Where Morbius is, like, ripped shit wearing, like, green panties. And he has some sort of weird
he has like
space coffin
he has
chamber.
Yeah, he has a vampire bath
that like does things to not make him as bad. I don't know, whatever. So he goes to sleep.
Now we're back with the Wraith, and he's like...
Wraith is like, hey guys, Death followers, you know how all that orgying and drinking blood was fun and all? You know it'd be even more fun? Killing cops.
You're like, yeah.
And this one lady's like, hey, maybe not. And he's like, kill her. So, and then we cut to Deathlock.
Because she's like, you know what? I'm into drinking blood.
Yeah, that's
do we have to kill people? Like, I just want to drink blood.
Yeah, no, like, it's kinky and fun or whatever.
Like, I was getting off, you know?
Blood sports, whatever. But I'm not really into the murder part of this whole cult. And so she gets killed.
I think this one guy here is giving him the metal horns. The other guy's giving him a fist. This actually should be the metal of like the issue of a cover of like a metal band.
Yeah, that should be the cover. That should be like the newest.
Just cut it out. It's like Killing Ball, time for real blood sucking, and then just kind of.
It's the cover of the new Danzig album.
Yeah, Danzig wrote this. Danzig did write comics, you know.
Oh, I think
he does have his Verotic or something.
Was it Henry and Glenn Forever?
He didn't write that.
That's too bad.
Apparently he has. I don't know if he's.
It's a fun comic.
It's fun, but I believe he's seen it. And I
think he hates it.
Yeah, because
Henry Rollins thinks it's funny because Henry Rollins has a sense of humor.
Glenn does not.
No, he does not.
Glenn does not have any sense of humor at all. Although he's going to be on an upcoming episode of Portlandia, which I don't know if it's out.
Oh no, I can't wait to see that. It's so exciting.
But we were going to go to this Danzig show.
Yeah, I kind of fucked that up.
But it was funny because we were like, we're going to take I was just taking a picture of the stage. Nobody's on the stage. Nobody's in the audience. And like security's like, you might want to not take pictures. The band requests it.
Yeah, like no one was on stage. Like nobody was even in the venue yet. Like we were waiting for the show to start. And we got yelled at for taking a picture of a stage that didn't have anything
because
on it.
Danzig will punch you if you take a picture.
Danzig's like 4 feet tall.
Right, and he'd have to take a lot of work to get to where we were sitting.
Yeah, he'd have to like jump over a bunch of things, and then he'd have to like climb up on a chair to punch you in the face.
Right, but I'm saying, he's just so maybe he did write this. There's a bunch of rage in this book.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Deathlock goes to talk to the cop who was the dead cop's partner.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't that it? He's like, oh yeah, oh no. He goes to talk to. He's
like, the officer is like, we understand it was your partner who shot. So this guy shot.
This is so. In the last issue, this is what I'm guessing. In the last issue, there was that riot that was going on, and it was because his partner was like brainwashed and he shot somebody.
Yeah.
Which he would. And the cop's like, he's never shot anybody before, which that's good. Always good.
I like that he's interrogating him, and yet it's kind of like he's like it's weird. It's a weird interrogation because like Deathlock's like holding the car up.
Yeah,
so
he's in the back of the car, like holding up the back of the car. The cop is in the driver's seat, just like shouting out the window at him. Then finally he gets out. And Morbius is done sleeping, so he shows up and he's like, "Oh my God, Morbius, you do exist."
You're not freaked out by the giant cadaver fucking Deathlock robot?
No, apparently not.
And, but he's like, Morbius of a living vampire. Oh.
Yeah, Morbius.
Even though he should be well known because, this is post, I think this is after Maximum Carnage, which they both were part of.
Yeah. And
in New York City, so come on.
So, like, they're talking, and all of a sudden there's a call over the police radio that's like, oh, there's a bunch of dead people drained of blood. And Morbius is like, it's the vampire cult! And he, like, flies away. And he goes, and he's like, oh, but not all of them have been drained of blood. I can smell that there's this one guy who still has blood, and I haven't eaten, so I'm going to eat this guy.
It's like, guys,
it's
like going to Norm's.
Yeah. I like Norm's. Deathlock shows up, and he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, would you rather I kill somebody? Like, this guy's already dead. He has a very good point. This guy's already dead. Good point, Morbius.
Morbius, the moral vampire.
So
now we go to, for some reason,
we cut to the Lincoln Center.
And
with a dapper gentleman.
And some dude gets shot. That's all I know.
But is that an ape, or is that just a really hairy guy?
That's a really hairy guy.
He kind of looks like an ape.
He's got a giant beard.
And like giant hair, but no mustache. So it's like an Amish thing going on.
Yeah, and so apparently
And he gets shot right in the head.
he gets
Dapper dude.
Dapper dude gets shot by Ape Man.
And then we cut back to the vampires talking about how they're gonna start killing the police officers.
Oh, is he talking to this girl that was killed?
I guess
because she's white too. Apparently,
I don't know. Maybe they're just if they're
like pallid, like
they could
Morbius
just be
white.
wearing pancake makeup. They just made themselves look that way.
Because this is
the
girl.
Into the darkness, you go for the pale.
Wait a minute. So rest is in your hands, Chow.
I have no idea who the fuck
wasn't this the girl that got killed?
I don't know. We only saw her from the back.
No. Oh no, Chow. Dispose of anybody. Oh, so the Chow's the guy who.
Is that a guy?
Chow. Okay, so earlier there was a guy when that one girl was like, "Hey, can we just like fuck each other and drink blood?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Fuck you, we're gonna kill you."
Yeah.
So it was some guy named Chow.
Like literally the only chick in the death cult. You guys just killed her. Good job.
And now you have to. And I got.
I mean, it's cool. They might all be like into dudes, which is whatever. That's cool. But if they were bi, now there's no chicks left.
Yeah.
Or if they were straight.
Now there's only one kind of hole.
Wouldn't there technically be two different kinds of holes?
Well, two. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The whole ratio.
The whole ratio has now gone down.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
It's a shitty cult.
Isn't that why people get into cults? To fuck?
I think so.
Or is it for God?
I think it's for both. I think you start out with God, and then you're like, all right, time to fuck.
I mean, I think you could go either way.
Yeah.
You could be like, this is the fucking cult, and that is the God cult.
I wanted to say real quick, I had the chance to interview the Biz.
Oh, I thought you were going to start talking about cults.
No, but I just feel like
is the Biz in a cult?
Well, I was just gonna say this is the kind of conference, and I brought up similar.
Oh
yeah. just not anything about cults, but just stupid shit like this.
Yes.
So this is the standard that you just want to let you guys, everybody know.
Well, that was the thing because you decided to ask Miz about things off what's something called the wrestling sleaze list,
to which he had no idea, which I was kind of embarrassed, but I don't know entirely believe that he doesn't know about it. I'm certain he probably is on the road right now, backstage talking to Fandango, and he's like, dude, this guy asked me about the sleeves listen about Tommy Rich's balls and peroxide, and I was like, really? You're gonna ask me about that? It's like I've read that. I don't know him.
Those are the questions you ask. So really, we've set the bar very low on our podcast, and then anytime you go on another podcast, you try to meet that low bar.
I wanted to share that.
I'm really proud of you.
I just wanted to share that. Yeah, I just felt like I was thinking about what we're talking about
fuck cults.
Talking about fuck cults and stuff. As I always used to have this joke. So Susan Pinsky, who used to do a podcast here on Sideshow, she has a son who went to college, and apparently he was propositioned by a cult. I don't think he joined it, but she had him on her show to talk about his cult being propositioned by cults. Anytime we always talk about her kids, I go, "Oh, so the ones in the cult, right?"
But he's not in a cult. He was just propositioned by a cult.
I know, but that's good enough for being in a cult. If a cult talks to you, you're in the cult.
Is that how that works?
Yes. Also, it was a good band.
The Cult?
The Cult.
This is a good podcast.
It's a good show.
So, I don't know, that guy's like, we're gonna go kill some cops or whatever back in the comic book, and, I don't know, something explodes.
Wrath is doing stuff. Wraith.
And Morbius shows up.
He's literally blowing up. Actually, it goes from like, hey, here's a bunch of stuff in the comic. It goes to like, we haven't had an explosion in this book in like a minute, so come on.
Put one in. And then Morbius is like, ah! And so they like start fighting.
Yeah, because Wraith has kind of got him...
and Wraith, like, I don't know, makes him think that he's experiencing a worse pain than he's actually experiencing or something. I don't know. That's sort of stupid, but... Okay. And... I don't know, Deathlock's doing something.
Deathrock is...
I don't know, he's doing some... I guess he's getting to where the fight is or something, and, like, Morbius overcomes the...
Because somebody set up a bomb.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's very convoluted. So, like, Morbius, like, overcomes, like, the whatever.
Because Wraith
the
is
mind fuck that Wraith put on him, and then he's like, haha, and then he says, I have mind shit too. Deathlock saves the city from the bomb. I guess he throws it like 9,000 feet in the air and blows up over the city. That's what that looks like.
Yeah, apparently throws it up. Wait a minute, so,
like all the way above
so
the fucking, like,
so Morbius has face. He has
what?
He has mind reading things.
That's what he says. He says, "Oh, I can do like a mind thing."
He's not even looking at his eyes. I mean, how can he look at his eyes? Because Wraith has like a mask that's like eyeless.
I don't know. Whatever happens is Morbius basically eats Wraith.
He goes, "Harg."
Yeah, he's like, "I'll give you vampire death cult.
I'll give you vampire.
He's like,
I'll give you vampire death cult and your no women holes."
He's like, "That was delicious." So he throws himself.
And Deathlock's like,
"You just ate that guy." He's like, "Yup."
He's like, yeah, so? He's a guy that we're trying to stop.
Yeah.
He's a villain. I have to eat him.
That's my thing.
And Deathlock's
I eat villains. I'm like Dexter in that way.
Yeah. Yeah, but basically they just
Deathlock's like, I can't live with this. This is terrible. And he like storms off, and Morbius is like, this is what I do.
This is what I am.
And that's the end of Morbius.
Morbius, yeah.
So I'm assuming the next issue will be a different story.
The next issue, yeah, I think next issue is something a bunch of probably some stuff.
I do like that there's this letter page, like, it's
with Morbius and Bloodthirst.
Yeah, the letter page has like a border that you would have if you were a 15-year-old goth kid drawing in your journal.
This is what Bruce Wayne has.
Yeah, that's in Gotham. I don't know if you remember the part in season 1 where Bruce Wayne was listening to metal and drawing graveyards. That was probably the best part of the entire show thus far. But that's basically what he's drawing. And I know from what I speak, because I used to be a 15-year-old goth kid, drawing bullshit in my journals.
You would have liked Morbius.
I like Morbius now, but I think he's kind of dumb.
Oh, he is dumb.
Yeah.
Also, they have a tribute here to Vincent Price.
R.I.P. Vincent Price.
R.I.P. Vincent Price.
Big ups.
So.
He loved Halloween.
Yeah, he probably loved Morbius, too.
Sure he did.
He probably loved... Anyways, so that's Morbius, number 19, from March 1994. Would you read the next issue?
Now or back when I was a goth kid?
Either one.
Now, no. Back when I was a goth kid, probably. There's no accounting for my goth taste. Vampires.
Yeah.
That was me chomping. Just, it's hard when I do physical things on a podcast.
If only we could be taping this.
Video podcast?
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, yeah, I would probably... you know what? No.
Yeah.
Maybe here's the thing. Maybe back when I was 14, I probably would be like, man, this is kind of cool. Deathlock's in it. Because I'm okay with Deathlock. He's a weird dude to be in this book, because it's not really like a thing where you feel like, oh, it's Deathlock, whatever, but...
Yeah.
He just doesn't really belong in like a Midnight Suns book, but here he is.
Yes.
And it kind of works.
Yeah. I'm
okay with it. Morbius eats a guy.
Oh, yeah. No, back when I was 14, 14, 15 years old, I totally would have read this book. And, I probably would have, reread it when I was, 17 or 18, when I was, sitting in a cafe, smoking clove cigarettes, wearing all black clothes. And, writing shitty poetry. Because literally that's what I did with my time. So, yeah. And I'd have been like, I'm reading about vampires.
I'm inspired by Morbius.
And I'm certain, I'm surprised, but I am certain that there must have been some goth kid calling himself Morbius.
I'm writing Morbius, Andrew Eldritch / Fic.
Yeah. I'd write that. I'd read that.
Does it exist?
I'm certain it has to. I don't really like fic involving real people, though.
Oh.
I have to say, that weirds me out. I've got no problem with fanfic, but fanfic involving real people really creeps me out, and I kind of stay away from that stuff.
I'm glad you have your limits.
I do. There's not many, but that's, the one.
All right. Well, that's Morbius.
Yay.
Yay. You guys don't know how
Each of the state.
how awful this show is.
No, they listen to it. They know.
Okay, good.
They know how bad it
Because
is.
we're like, we always try to think of, we always try to like come back from our break here, and we're like, oh, we should do something, say something cute or do something
Or funny.
and then we don't, and then we just amuse ourselves for like 5 minutes. Anyways,
That's what our podcast is. It's us amusing ourselves.
Yeah, well, that's what most podcasts are. Are podcasts really anything else?
You know what? We've mastered the medium of podcasting.
Yeah, no, I get it. Here's the thing. You and I get it. Not everybody else gets it.
Oh yeah, we get it.
There's some people that don't get it yet, but like you get if you're just doing it to make your dick hard, then you get it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, hence the reason why I'm reading a New Titans from 1992.
Yep.
On purpose.
I know, right?
That's right. Next book, The New Titans.
Are you okay?
No.
I understand how this could cause, digestive distress.
Yes. The New Titans, number 88 from July 1992.
Yep.
It is, on the cover, it says, Bringing Up Baby.
Mm.
And on the cover, we have Dick.
Nightwing and Cyborg and Starfire and Panther being lifted with a machine. I don't know,
They're on a random machine piece, and they're being which is being lifted up by one hand by the baby Wildebeest.
Yes. So
because
why not?
Because I actually have some news about the baby Wildebeest that I will share later.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. Okay, so we start this issue with Beast Boy.
Yeah, Beast Boy with his fine...
I don't know, he's standing in a river for some fucking reason, because why not?
He's got a great green mullet.
Yeah, he's got a green mullet, and some chick shows up. Tara?
Tara.
Sure. And she's riding a rock, a floating rock.
Because she controls the earth.
Yeah. Whatever.
So Tara's been dead. Supposedly been dead.
Yes, and now here she is, and Beast Boy's like, but you're supposed to be dead!
Yeah.
And he's like, no. She's like, well, you see me, it's time for us to talk.
Yeah.
And Beast Boy, who is a green person who literally shapeshifts into animals, cannot wrap his head around the fact that this person standing in front of him is not dead.
Well, I mean, he used to, here's the thing, Beast Boy back, before she died, or back before Tara died, he used to have a thing for her, and...
Beast Boy's got a thing for everybody, but we'll discuss that later.
And he's just kind of... Yeah, I mean, he's just trying, he's just... It's a pretty big shock to him. Okay. I get it.
Sure.
This is completely justified.
Yeah.
And she's like, so Tara, though, or whoever this Tara is, I want Donna Troy.
Yeah.
She's like, and the Beast Boy is like, he turns into a bear.
Yeah. He's like, whatever, you're not really her, so, fight. And so she blows up a bunch of Earth stuff, makes a fall on him, and she zooms away on her rock, and she's like, oh, I shouldn't have blown my cover, but I was hoping that maybe I would shock him into telling me.
Yeah, and she thinks it's kind of like she might think it's a dream or something.
Yeah, and then, which it seems like he will. So then we go back to Star Labs, where there's that guy, Red Star, and that guy,
Terry Long. That's her husband,
Donna Troy's husband.
Donna Troy's creepy bearded redhead husband.
Yeah, he looks so much older than everybody else in this book.
Oh, he's always been older.
Is that intentional?
Yes, he was a creepy He's always been known to be this. It's always been kind of perceived as this creepy redhead guy who just Donna Troy was into.
Ew.
And then they married, and yeah.
So they're standing outside the medical bay because I guess Donna collapsed or something.
Yeah.
And then we see the inside of the medical bay where what the fuck is wrong with Donna Troy's costume?
Well, she's Troya at this time.
What?
I don't know what that means, but she basically
it's like a marching band met a color guard.
Yeah. She has one of those outfits that's kind of too. It looks like
cheerleading squad.
It looks like a bunch of stars.
Right, and then usually she's got a bodysuit that looks like that, but this is a bunch of stars bathing suit with a half skirt that doesn't even cover her vagina, with gauntlets, and then fucking shoulder like military shoulder things
Yeah.
that have like fringe hanging off of them. It is the most ridiculous costume that I have ever seen.
So basically, this doctor's like,
Because she's like, so what's going on? Like,
because apparently Donna had like really bad stomach cramps.
yeah, she's like, so is it like the flu or whatever? And
Is it bad pork? You know,
and then the doctor's like, really? Like, you don't know? Like, what's wrong with you? Because are you trying to ignore what's actually wrong? Because you're fucking pregnant. Like, she doesn't tell her she's pregnant until the end, obviously, but maybe she wants to be on TLC's. I didn't know I was pregnant.
Yeah, then just have a marching outfit baby.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like, if this would be... Okay, so this is not a surprise to me as a woman reading this. Like, there's a very coded language women speak in when you're talking about being pregnant. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're delicate condition, da-da-da. I don't know if some, like, younger guys might have missed that sort of thing, so maybe it was a surprise at the end.
What, when reading this?
Yeah. Because they don't say it until the end. But you know what the fuck's wrong with her, because she's talking about her delicate condition, and why she's ignoring the truth. Like, I know.
It's pretty obvious.
It's pretty obvious. It's just maybe younger people, like maybe like a 15-year-old guy wouldn't catch that. I don't know. Maybe.
So now we cut to some guy. I don't know who this is, actually, to be honest.
Guy with terrible hair.
Another redheaded guy who...
Donna Troy's husband in a purple suit.
No, it's not.
Can it be?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, he has a creepy beard. This guy does not. This guy kind of looks like Lex Luthor, Alexander Luthor,
Yeah.
but I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's in, this guy's apparently in his office wearing a purple suit, and he's, like, making noises, and his secretary comes in, she's like, hey, what's up? And she's like, and he's like, get the fuck out of here. And she's like, I just was checking, and she's like, I'm not going to warn you twice. So he basically just...
He vaporizes her.
Vaporizes her, and then he calls the secretary pool.
Yeah, he calls the temp agency and orders up another one. Because she just, like, left. But she died.
She died because you literally see, like, her jewelry.
Yeah, and, like, a scorch mark in the carpet.
Scorch mark. You know, he's got yellow eyes or some shit. And this isn't brought up at all again.
No. So, yeah, that
We have
happens.
no clue who this guy who killed his secretary, and apparently everybody's going to be okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah, no big deal.
This poor woman
Dead.
is dead because she got flushed to death.
Yeah.
And now we finally go to Long Island, where we're at Steve Dayton's house. Steve Dayton, also known as Mento, from Doom Patrol. Beast Boy's father?
Sure.
He's a good, because they adopted Beast Boy. That's right. Him and, because Mento and Elastigirl adopted Beast Boy.
Okay.
Like, years ago. So they're, and Steve Dayton's, like, ridiculously rich. Anyways, so we're there with Pantha, who's watching over the baby Wildebeest.
Who's just ripping the shit out of a phone book.
He basically is, like, an extremely muscular baby.
He's a hairy red baby.
Hairy red baby with horns.
Looks like a little demon.
Little demon. Yeah, he looks like actually a reverse demon, because demon has red eyes and yellow skin.
Yeah.
He has yellow eyes and red.
Yeah, he just looks like a little demon.
He has little horns.
And he's ripping up phone books, but Pantha just seems very irritated by this. I don't know if this is her natural state of being.
Because she's actually kind of like herself is like she's like I don't know exactly. I'm not exactly entirely sure.
Like her speech bubbles are even like all weird.
Yeah, she's got those weird speech bubbles because she's talking in some weird way.
And like the font is different, and like she just seems very like constantly angry. I don't know if that's her deal. I don't know. I don't know anything about Pantha.
Well, she's basically like a creation of the wildebeest as well. So she's also kind of like genetically altered. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, so she's very annoyed with baby wildebeest because he's like being destructive and
he's
eating,
annoying. He's a kid.
He's eating. He's ripping up phone books. He's got a big plate of cookies. And she's like threatening him. And it's funny.
I don't know why she's threatening him because really, like, yeah, he's ripping up that phone book, but he's not doing anything else, so just let him rip up the fucking phone book. Just let him go. It's fine, he's quiet. It's a phone book. Nobody cares. But she's mad.
She's yelling at him. He's like, "Grah!"
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He's like, "Grah!"
Grah?
Yeah. Anyways, so, and then Beast Boy shows up, and he's like...
And she's like, you smell. And he's like, yeah, I was kind of underneath, like, dirt.
And she's like, what the fuck? And it's like, but she doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't care.
She's like, I don't care. I have to watch this stupid baby.
And then Terry calls with his beard, And he's like, because what happened is he's talking to Terry, and he's telling him like, well, look, this girl, Tara came back and she wants to find Donna Troy, so like, I should come down there, like watch him.
Yeah.
What we got, because it's just going down.
Yeah.
And so he leaves again, and like Panther's
pissed.
Panther's pissed because she's like, I don't want to keep watching this baby.
Whose diaper I now have to change.
Apparently this baby just shit himself.
Yes.
He's like, he took a big wildebeest shit.
Yep. So she's upset.
Yeah, she's not happy.
No.
So now we got
Red Wing.
I don't know who. Okay, I think this has to do with Teen Titans. The book. There's a book called Teen Titans.
Wait.
Yeah.
Team.
T-E-A-M.
Okay.
Teen Titans.
Team.
And I think there's Red Wing's in it, and this guy Dagon who looks like Andrew Eldritch again.
Again, Andrew Eldritch.
And there's also Kilowatt. And I don't know what but apparently they're at this point they're bad guys.
Yeah.
And they're like,
they're from what I can gather as the story goes on is that these guys are from another timeline or the future or something.
Okay.
Right?
Sure. I don't really think so, but
Oh, well, why not?
I don't know.
Because they even talk about, like, later on, like, because this is not the girl, their version of Tara is dead. This is a different version of
Okay,
her.
well, then that makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she's from another time, and they recognize Nightwing later. Anyway, so we'll have to...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, anyway.
I get it now.
So, they're like, we gotta find Donna Troy.
Yeah, because Red Wing's like, I want to kill Donna Troy.
We gotta do it.
And all the other ones are like, what the hell's wrong with you? So
No, they all want to kill Donna.
Oh, they all want to kill her, but they don't want to do it, like, by themselves. They all want to do it as a team.
Right, and they don't want to do it, like, in front of all the other Teen Titans. They're like, maybe we should wait till she's alone.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We go back to Donna Troy.
She's like...
And they're still not exactly saying that she's pregnant because she wanted to, like, make it a surprise, but... I don't feel well, whatever. She's having a hard pregnancy.
Yeah. Well, because stuff's wrong in there. Because I think the doctor...
Well, there's something wrong with the baby.
Doctor's like, look, there's something wrong in there. I mean, she doesn't look pregnant.
Well, she could just be 6 weeks along. You don't look pregnant.
Right.
Yeah. So this is early in her pregnancy.
And Red Wing shows up. She knocks out some... she got some weird-ass hair.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with her.
Not down with that hair.
Nope.
And they're like... so she has to fight Red Wing.
Yeah, and so she does. And they're like, oh my god, she's strong.
Kicks her ass pretty good.
Yeah, she really does.
Because Donna Troy, she ain't fuck around. It's Donna Troy.
So she does that. But then we cut to...
Okay, so yeah, now we're here. So now we're for some reason... Starfire and Nightwing.
And Starfire is giving Nightwing a haircut.
Is she qualified to do that? They could have just called Blue Beetle.
That's true. They could have.
Because she's giving him a new do.
He's the hairstylist of the Justice League, as we established in the last episode.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I cut your hair.
Yeah, but you just shaved my head.
Am I qualified to do that? No. Do I do it? Yes.
Well, okay. So Starfire is like, all right, whatever. Oh, she's looking at Blue Beetle's gun here.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's the 90s out there. You got to join up. Because Dick's like, I liked how I look.
And he's still mullet Dick.
Yeah, he's
still wearing that awful Nightwing outfit.
Well, no, it's different. It's not as the same the old Nightwing outfit.
It's kind of.
It's not like doesn't have the open.
Yeah, but it's still bad.
It's still pretty bad, but it's better.
It's okay.
It gets better for him.
Okay.
He gets better outfits.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know if I care much for the light blue and like the colors.
Yeah, I hate this outfit. I'd rather have the black with the blue on it. That's the one I like.
Well, that's one everybody. That's the new 52 version.
No, the new 52 is red. I like the one that has the blue. So he's like, "Oh, look at me, I look so good," and he's like, "What about you, Corey? Are you gonna change up your look?" And she's like, "Oh, wait until you see it." And he's like, "Oh man, ever since the Wildebeest fair, something's different. Like she's, now she just like wants to have all the sex. I don't really know what's going on." And like
she just wants to have all the sex, with the alien sex.
Yeah, and so she like comes out of the bedroom in a.
Why does she have so much hair?
I don't know. That's a lot of like. All I can think of is wigs.
Yeah.
I mean, like It's like 6 wigs, just like all together. That's how drag queens get big hair. It's just multiple wigs.
Oh, well, oh really?
Yeah.
It's not just
multiple,
one wig?
No. Well, I mean, they make it into one wig, but it's like multiple wigs, multiple pieces that make it so big. The things I learned watching RuPaul's Drag Race. But like, so that's what she's done here. And like, so she comes out wearing half an outfit?
Well, here's the thing. Okay,
I'm really confused.
So here's her. Okay, so her original outfit, for all intents and purposes, was still pretty revealing.
Right.
She comes out in this new outfit, which it just looks like, your standard,
she just
like
painted purple on her skin.
Well, right, but it's like it looks like her normal like bodysuit.
Yeah.
But for somehow, and I don't know how it's staying.
Yeah, because it's like the whole side is open.
But the whole like left side of her body is open.
Yeah, I don't know how that doesn't. I don't understand.
I mean, and it's like it's strapped on, but it's
not strapped this way. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's like saran wrap, but only like half of her body has been saran wrapped. I guess.
Yeah, it does. It's not. Again, with the impossible body outfits.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't even make any sense. I'm like, how do you have one side completely open and no straps?
Yeah, like there's nothing closing it. It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense. And Dick's like, oh man, and she's like, oh, let's have the sex. But then the phone rings.
He's like, hamana, hamana, hamana. Literally.
Yeah, literally.
Hamana, hamana, hamana.
Literally says hamana, hamana, hamana. And he's like, well, she's like, let's have sex. I'll get out of my saran wrap and we can fuck. And the phone rings, and he's like, this always happens to me. He's basically being Spider-Man. He's like, where? But it's the doctor, and she's like, oh,
don't worry, Dick, you'll go on to fuck much more.
Yeah, Dick Grayson is the biggest slut in the DCU. and I say that with no judgment whatsoever. It's just a fact. So they got a phone call, and they're like, oh, we gotta go. There's some woman here with wings. And Starfire's like, whoa, would you say wings? He's like, yeah. And she's like, oh, no, it just sounds weird. Let's go. Like, I have a feeling she's probably from that other timeline, too.
Yeah, she got something.
That's
or
my
like
guess.
Her consciousness is there.
Because she's acting weird or whatever.
Yeah.
So they fly off, and then we cut back to Pantha trying to put a diaper on Wildebaby.
Wildebaby.
Yeah. And it's not fitting, because apparently he's growing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's a monster.
Yeah, he's a monster.
And, so then they get a call. They find out what's going on. Something's going down at the Star Labs, and
so they all
go. And they show up. Or Dick shows up.
And they've got her in, like, a cage of some sort, I'm assuming? Red Wing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got her in a space where I think, they got her in some sort of containment.
Yeah.
And she's like...
Oh my god, Nightwing.
Yeah, oh my god, Nightwing, I'm your partner.
Why are you still over there? Like,
look at your sweet mullet.
We thought you stayed behind. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, no, really. Like, you're still free. Remember our assignment. You've got to kill Donna and her baby before it's too late. And of course, like, then everyone's like, baby?
Baby?
And she's like, yeah, I'm pregnant. So...
Totally pregos.
I know, you probably want to hear that from some crazy person. Because she says, like... kill her before the whole world suffers. So that's why I'm thinking, like, she's from another timeline or the future or something. They have to kill this baby.
They're like, bro, this is not the right timeline, okay?
Yeah.
This could be okay.
So they've come back to this timeline to make sure that Donna doesn't have this baby.
And then, like, Gar shows up.
Oh, God.
So Beast Boy shows up, and he shows up with Cyborg, who... It's funny because he has to pick him up. Like, like
a car?
I guess. Because Vic, at this time, Cyborg is... Like, he's become more of a robot. So his consciousness, like, he's just not... He's just, like, a robot. There's something that happened where he became more machine than man.
Okay.
As you can kind of tell, because literally it's just like his head.
Yeah.
And the rest of his body is like
a robot.
Yeah. He doesn't even say anything. They're just like, I had to pick him up.
There. Yeah.
They just had to pick him up, put him in a car,
Will you, like, put him on a dolly, like, roll him into a van? Like, is that how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he, and so then he sees Starfire, and he's like, oh man, who's this bird? Oh my god, Corey. man, oh man, I think I just went through puberty and back again. Isn't that costume legal in 27 states? You know, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's gross. And then, like, she says, maybe if I try talking, like, Corey's talking about Red Wing, she's like, oh, well, maybe if I try talking to her alone. And Beast Boy just goes, I prefer to be alone with you. And you're like, all right, bro, like, no one is talking to you right now, and two, that is completely inappropriate. We're not talking about me.
And Dick is there.
And put your fucking green dick back in your pants. And get the fuck away from me. Like, what the hell?
He is...
I just want to sexually harass you, humana, in front of everybody. He's the worst. He's the worst.
He should turn into a snake and slither away.
Yeah, him and his green dick, surrounded by green pubic hair. He needs to get the fuck away.
Oh. Gross. I mean, I don't know. I just don't want to think about Beast Boy's junk.
Well, I mean, like, if you were going to draw it, you could give him pubes. Maybe he waxes. I don't know.
I would just give him underwear. Or pants, or his outfit. I would give him clothes.
I see you have not been to the darker sides of the internet.
No, I haven't. I will stay away from those. Anyway, so Donna has a problem, and she's like, "Oh, my baby!"
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, finally, like, "There's something wrong with the baby."
Yeah, and
that's it for this
book. What's this book called again? The Titans, the New Titans.
So it's called the New Titans, not the New Teen Titans. Yeah, there's like 30 pages of ads at the end.
I know, there's so many ads in this book.
Anyways, so the New Titans. There's not even a letters page. Nobody cared to write a letter.
Gee, I can't imagine why.
They're like, for Beast Boy's really creepy and whatever. So that's the New Titans, number 88, July 1992. I do want to say about Baby Wildebeest.
Yes.
So at one point, I don't know, later on, so Baby Wildebeest starts growing.
Uh-huh.
He becomes like, he's still kind of like, they still call him Baby Wildebeest, but he's like a big beast.
Yeah.
And he kind of makes it so, I guess Panther is his mother.
Okay.
And Red Star, who we saw earlier, kind of joins them as like the father.
Okay.
And they kind of go off on their own and have like, they're just like a family, right?
Okay. Family.
A family, right? So there's that. And
do they drink Corona and drive cars?
Yeah, it's a family. Actually, that would have been great. I would approve. That's what the Fast 7 needed, is a wildebeest.
And Panther.
It needed some superheroes.
They were superheroes.
They were superheroes, but we needed actual superheroes to be able to...
You just needed people in costume.
Yeah, could we just put costumes on them?
Do you think we could just put Dominic Toretto in spandex next time, and then, like, it's complete, because they already are superheroes?
Yes.
Right.
Anyway, so apparently they're just... So I guess they're just hanging... They're going about their way, and I don't know exactly how this comes to it, but, like, this is around, like, Infinite Crisis?
Uh-huh.
Or Final Crisis? I always forget which it's
a crisis.
It's one of the crises. I think it's Infinite Crisis.
Crises.
And they run into Superboy Prime.
Oh, does he punch them?
He punches Panther in the head and kills her.
What the fuck's wrong with Superboy Prime?
And then he blows a hole in Baby Wildebeest's chest. And poor Red Stars was like, oh.
What the fuck's wrong with Superboy Prime?
I don't know.
He's got some serious issues.
Well, yeah. That's why he was the villain of that book.
Ugh, what the fuck, man?
Anyway, so that was
the fuck.
Yeah. So would you read the next issue of this?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I guess if we had it, I'd probably read it. I'm not going to go out of my way to find it.
Fair enough. I think I would be that too.
Yeah.
If I had it,
sure.
I'd read it.
Yeah, I'm not looking for it, but if I had it or somebody was like, hey, here's that next issue, I'd be like, all right, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
I'd read it.
I want to know more about that guy who blew up his secretary.
Oh, yeah. Alexander Luthor and his secretary problems.
I mean, it'd be really stupid if it just didn't come back to explain anything, but...
I'm sure they'll come back to it.
Anyways, that's it for this week's show.
Yes, and this will be released on Tuesday, and Thanksgiving for us Americans is on Thursday, so happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
All of our American listeners.
Yes, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. It's my favorite day. So thanks for listening, folks. And you can find me on Twitter at Angry Hero Shawn, SHAWN. You can also find me On Instagram at the same thing, and theangryhero.tumblr.com is where you can find me there.
And I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram, jenstansfield.tumblr.com, jenstansfield.wordpress.com. As always, check out SideshowNetwork.tv.
Yeah, SideshowNetwork.tv. Check out all the fine shows. We've had some great with Chevy Chase on Gilbert Gottfried's podcast recently. You guys got to check that out.
Yeah.
Some great stuff on SideshowNetwork.tv. And also go to iTunes. Please rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend. Give us 5 stars if you think we deserve it. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you soon.